Five modern explorers who pushed the limits. Number 5. Gary Connery, wingsuit pioneer. On May 23, 2012, Gary Connery jumped out of a helicopter 731.5 meters above the ground. A minute later, clocking speeds of 128 kph, he landed. Without a parachute. Wingsuit jumping is the sport of skydiving with specially designed suits that allow the wearer to glide, sometimes for miles, before releasing their parachute and drifting through the final descent. Gary Connery simply decided that the parachute wasn't necessary anymore, and opted instead for a makeshift landing strip of stacked cardboard boxes. Number 4. Jeff Mackley, storm chaser. Jeff Mackley has made a career out of being in places where no human would ever want to be. He's a photographer who has provided footage from more than 70 fatal natural disasters, including tsunamis, Category 5 hurricanes, and blazing forest fires when everybody else is fleeing for their lives. Jeff Mackley is elbowing through the crowds in the opposite direction, camera in hand. Number 3. Guillaume Neri, extreme freediver. Freediving is sort of like scuba diving, but without all those pesky oxygen tanks. Freedivers hold their breaths the entire time they're underwater, usually while competing for distance or depth records. Sometimes that means holding your breath for 15 minutes or more, while swimming and experiencing extreme pressure changes on your body. Perhaps the most influential freediver is Guillaume Neri, who broke his own world record in 2006 for freediving to a depth of 109 meters below the surface, though the current record is 124 meters, set by Herbert Nitsch. Number 2. Alex Honnold, free soloer. At 27 years old, Alex Honnold is one of the most prolific free solo climbers in the world. Free soloing is the act of rock climbing without the use of a harness or a rope, and Alex Honnold takes it to an extent that would make any mother cringe. On September 6, 2008, Honnold free soloed the northwest face of Half Dome, a peak in Yosemite National Park. The kicker, the distance from the bottom to the top of the cliff measures about 600 meters of vertical rock. And he did it without a single rope. Number 1. Photographer. Spelunking, otherwise known as caving, is the sport of exploring underground caves. Like with any sport, there are hobbyists all the way through extremists, and Robbie Schoen falls somewhere close to the extreme end of the scale. He's traveled across the globe from Borneo to Papua New Guinea in an effort to find the most remote and bizarre caves, and he does it all while lugging along pounds of camera equipment, hoping to capture the perfect shot.